Alright, so in this video I want to share something that I've been doing to help strengthen my shoulders, both avoid injury, avoid pain that I kind of was experiencing, try to strengthen them a bit, and help me both in my karate training as well as in just daily life. So the first thing to note is that what I needed to improve my rotator cuff muscles, the back muscles of your shoulder blades. Mine are probably weak from a number of reasons. I have a desk job, and so when we sit at a desk, we tend to have our shoulders forward on a computer or a mouse, and so that has our shoulders forward, which stretches those muscles over years, and it kind of weakens them like a rubber band. One, you're not using them. Two, they're kind of stretched. So I've been working on having my shoulders back, but I needed to do something extra. Years ago, it kind of hurt to throw a baseball, and so that was another sign I have to kind of improve and do things, and I had a different exercise that helped for part of the discomfort, but I couldn't really quite figure out the back of my shoulders until I started doing these exercises. So I want to show them to you in case you're someone that trains and there's certain techniques that give your shoulders problem. I have a big theory that the more exercises you can do that put your elbows over your shoulders, the better. So actually a rising block is probably a really, really good tool that maybe you could do more often. But anything that you do, which in karate has your shoulder, certainly your hand come above, so your hand or your elbow come above your shoulder, I think that's a good thing. A lot of our lives, if you think about it, are spent like this. We don't really lift our arms above our heads or our shoulders. This is kind of a crazy person, right? We don't do this a lot. Maybe you get a box of cereal for a second and that's it. So the more you can do that is getting your shoulders, your arms up, and using your shoulders in different ways, I think is good. So I just want to show you what worked for me. I don't know that this will work for you, but it's something that's really simple and it's pretty, I think, injury and risk-free. So you can try it without really any risk to yourself. So I want to first show you what the movements are, and then I'll kind of go through my full regimen, and you can kind of follow along and skip ahead to that in the future if you want to do these. So that's kind of my premise of it is how do I get my rotator cuff muscles stronger, but also the problem with our shoulder is that it goes in a lot of different directions. So if you want to say, well, my shoulder hurts, any orthopedic or doctor's going to tell you that doesn't tell you anything. It could be a million different things. Maybe it's not even your shoulder. But if your elbow bothers you, this is it. This is the only range of motion for your elbow. Your knee, this is it. So it becomes easier to fine tune what you want to do or not do with those things, with those parts of your body. So the shoulders was a challenge for me because I'm like, well, what exactly do I need to do to strengthen or improve certain muscles for me? In my karate training, what hurt, what made me realize I needed to figure something out was there's a little while where knife hand block, shutoke, hurt. And so going out, this motion hurt, and same thing, inside block. So these movements that kind of have you, one, start your body this way, but also have to be able to stop here. I was like, it shouldn't hurt. It was just the one shoulder. It could be from years of a desk job and a mouse. There's something called mouse shoulder, where because when you use a mouse, that hand might be further in front than your other one, that this shoulder, your right shoulder, tends to, can have some discomfort in different ways because of simply using a mouse multiplied by 10, 20 years or more. So I wasn't sure if it was that, computer work, but also I was kind of coaching and do a lot of playing baseball with my sons, and so is it throwing things? But either way, it was just my right side, but I obviously got to balance your body out. And so what I needed to do was figure out ways to strengthen my body overall, but also think about this range of motion and what can I do there. So the movements that I did with my goal being, let me try to move my arms or my shoulders in as many different directions as I can. And because there's no one way the shoulder moves. And if I can try to figure out multiple ways to strengthen my shoulder, the better. The next rule is that you have to do this should be pain-free. So this isn't something you grunt through. If you do have some discomfort in your shoulders, you're not trying to be tough and make yourself go through an exercise. Whatever you do, whatever weight amount you choose, should be pain-free. So that's the other thing to make sure you're starting with. I started with these 3-pound dumbbells, I guess. I'm now graduated to 4 pounds, but you should start with either 1 pound or 0 if you're really not sure, but don't be afraid to start with 1 pound weights if you have them, 2 pounds. You're trying to start as low as possible with this still being a challenge, but also, pain-free. All right, so here's the movements, and then I'll go through what I did. So the first thing was we sit here with our shoulders, and throughout all of this as well, you're really going to want to make sure that your shoulders are pulled back, good posture. So you're actually really pulling your shoulder blades together right in the back. So everything should be from this kind of a correct posture position. I have a problem for years of rounding my shoulders. So this has been really important for me. So from this position, holding your weights, you're simply going to, kind of from a pushed back position, you're going to lift them straight up, not swing them to as high as you can. Then I bent my elbows, so there's a little bit of kind of the tricep and working here, and then down slowly. And I was doing this 10 times. Now the important thing is that you're going to kind of do it slow and controlled. If you throw them, you don't really have to use your muscles to get them up. So the whole point is slow, resisting the way down. Going up should not be fast. Should be basically the same speed the entire time you're doing this. All right, so this is getting this motion. Then pretty simply, I turn my hands, my palms away, and do the same range of motion with the palms away from me. Still, again, bending here, up and then down. Slow, you're not throwing your weight, so you're trying to force your muscles to, your shoulder muscles to support yourself the whole time you're doing this. All right, so we do that 10 times. Take a little bit of a break, because those are kind of like two things going forward. Now your shoulders also go to the side. So I had my palms out, palms facing out, and I went up slowly to the side. I decided to kind of cross one over, so I've got a little bit of a bend here and then pushing back. You can always just stop at the top if you want to. You have to go one in front. It's maybe a little bit risky. If you have weights, you might hit a finger. But 10 times, again, slowly and controlled, doing this the whole time, keeping your shoulders back as you're doing it, all right? So now that's one way. The other way is palms up toward the ceiling. So then from here, again, little things, but just these little twists of your arms, affect or do different things within your shoulders. So again, pulling the shoulders back, nice and straight. So now palms are together, all the way up, and that's all. There's no kind of bending of the elbows. I would just go up to the top and come down, and just doing that 10 times. All right, so now you've got two different things that you did kind of to the side of your body, your shoulder going up this way. Great. So I've relaxed there. The next thing is kind of comes from two different things I've seen before. One is this kind of exercise for baseball players where to warm up, they'll often do this with their arms. And so that combined with the knees over toes guy, if you're familiar with him on YouTube, and he has his own kind of athletic training, coaching business, but I've watched a lot of his stuff, really like his ideas. So he has one of his main shoulder exercises, he's usually sitting position, but he has people take weight and you're pulling the weight backwards to strengthen that rotator cuff, to strengthen the muscles in the back that are going this way, with the idea that if you want to strengthen a throwing motion of a baseball, of a football, of a tennis racket, you got a lacrosse stick. This is a kind of common motion if you're on a basketball or something. That motion is pretty common in sports. You want to strengthen the opposite direction of that in order to allow your body to do this motion and prevent injury. So this motion is something I've been working with in a different contexts, but that's so similar to what baseball players would need to do anyway for throwing. So the exercise is this. You're going to start with your elbows, shoulder height. Again, shoulder blades are back and elbows are here. So you're nice and straight all the way across. Okay, so you're starting from this position, and then what you're going to do is pull up and then kind of relax. You're going to pull back 15 times. So I would go this way 15 times, starting from this position, back 15 times. All right, and so you're strengthening that muscle. Now, try to not let your hands go in, try not to let your shoulders or elbows sag too much. You're really trying to keep that posture. That's why you want to pick a weight that you can do all these reps. It should be fatiguing, but you don't want to pick a heavy weight and then be straining yourself, have it be painful, or not be able to finish, okay? So that's the one. I would do this 15 times, and then I've done that a lot in other contexts and with one arm and more weight than 3 pounds when I'm doing one at a time. But it would still kind of hurt to throw a baseball for a little while. So I realized I need to still kind of strengthen the muscles that are kind of starting the throws. So then 15 times I would start at the top and I would pretend like I'm throwing something and then have to stop myself here. Relax up, fast down, relax up, fast down. Do this 15 times. All right, so you've got 15 and 15 from this position. Get to relax for a little bit. The next thing really comes from my karate needs for my shoulder discomfort I was feeling. this position, well, if you look at this position, if you're making knife hand block, inside block, I kind of kept this and I said, well, I'm here. So it's kind of this range of motion I need to fix or strengthen. So I just took this idea of that position, instead of just one hand, right, we're kind of here. I just said, well, let me just do both at the same time and save some time. Now again, I'm squeezing my shoulders back, elbows, or it's as if you're against a wall, right? As if you're against a wall and your back and everything are touching, elbows and hands are touching. And then instead of rounding my shoulders, like if you're actually making the block, your shoulder's probably gonna move a little bit. Your elbow will move across, right? Just for the sake of this training, you're focusing on the shoulder, don't do that. Keep your shoulder here and your elbow here. The only thing that's coming is I would come palms down and then back out. Palms down, back out. Now I would do this 30 times. So you're going from here, right? Palms down, back out. And this can just kind of be quick. 30 times. You're squeezing your shoulder blades behind you the entire time, right? And you're focusing just on this, strengthening all the different muscles, wearing some of them out so that others have to really kick in, right? So you're doing it 30 times. Focus on this kind of final position. All right, so you get done that one. That's not bad stuff. This is more of kind of the shoulder, but it's within that. The shoulder's not doing too much movement, but you're using all the muscles of the shoulder to make that movement. So the next thing that actually hurt, sounds silly, my right side more, even if I was just like in the shower, like applying soap, it's like it kind of would like, why does it hurt just to like get my shoulder here, just to have my hand on this shoulder? And so I just need to improve and strengthen just this kind of a feeling. So with that one, I would again start with your shoulders, make sure they're pulled back, elbows are at the side of your body, hands are straight or square like this. All I'm doing is lifting up this way, kind of a bit of a curve, a U-curve, 30 times. So from here again, we'll pull back. So this can just be as soon as they're up, come down, go back up. So 30 times, you're just going through this quickly. And the idea there is just, just strengthening whatever you do to lift up your shoulder. The muscles that need to just move my arm up are just getting a little bit of work there. I used to stop there. So the only other one I added, because I have not in this set done a lot of pushing, because another kind of way to think about whatever your muscles you need to improve are, whatever part of the body you have to improve. Usually when I think about both pushing and pulling, haven't done a whole lot of pulling, but here I figured, let me just push up. It's only 3 pounds. It almost seems silly, but you're gonna do it fast, and by the end, you're gonna still be tired. So I would take the last set is whatever weight you've got, hands here, and I'm gonna push up to the ceiling. I chose to rotate because in karate we do a lot of rotating, and just 30 times, just fast, not super speed, but just consistent, right? So 30 times pushing up and down. After I've done all of those things, I've now done a lot of hands above my shoulder. I've used my shoulders this way, this way, this way. So I've done a lot of different things with my shoulder. I'm sure there's more than this. I'm sure if you saw a orthopedic or professional, they may recommend different things for you. I'm sure your body is different than mine. This video is just to show what I've been doing that made me realize recently, oh wow, I can throw a baseball as hard as I want and it doesn't really hurt me. Oh wow, this technique, yeah, this kind of really was kind of bothering my right shoulder. Now it doesn't hurt that anymore. Oh, that's cool. So I just want to share with you some ideas, what's worked for me. Stress that you might want to try this with low weight, make sure it's always pain-free, and something you might consider trying out. So those are the exercises. That is my rationale. Now let's go through and do them together. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna start, hands down, palms facing me. I'm gonna lift straight up, go back, come up and do this 10 times, all right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, not too fast, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now palms facing away from you, palms facing the back, 10 times. 1, 2, make sure you squeeze your shoulder blades in the back here. 3, hands come behind you as they squeeze. 4, back. 5, not swinging too much, trying to have tension the whole time in your shoulders. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and now you relax. You give yourself between a 10 to 30 second break here, not too long, right? You're trying to tire your shoulders out, but still be able to get through everything. All right, the next one's gonna be to the sides. We're gonna start with our palms facing away from us, palms facing forward, holding your weights. 10 times, here we go. Up, I cross my elbows, and then down. 1, up, bend the elbows. 2, squeeze your shoulder blades in the back. 3, 4, nice and controlled. Don't pick up speed. 5, 6, 7, 8, good posture, keep the shoulders back. 9, and 10. Okay, now turn those palms facing the ceiling, and 10 times. Ready? 1, 2, you can go a little faster with these if you want. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so for this point, hopefully you're feeling a little bit of fatigue. If not, maybe you do need a pound or 2 more. Okay, so we've done forward and side. Next thing is different motions that kind of use our rotator cuff more specifically. All right, so hands up, elbows as high as your shoulder, shoulders pulled back, nice and straight. 15 times, so actually let's start here. 15 times you're gonna pull back, then relax down. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so now stay up high. Now 15 times you're gonna throw the baseball down and then go back up. Ready? 1, fast, then slow. 2, 3, fast, then slow back up. 4, 5, keep the elbows high. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, and relax. If you're new to that one probably was maybe the hardest. That one might tire you out. All right, good. All right, so same concept, now applied more specifically to some karate techniques. Shoulders pulled back. I always make sure, all right, we're always starting here. Both dumbbells to the sides. Now here, all the way to the side, stretching across your chest. Shoulders are back. All right, 30 times, you're gonna keep your elbows here, keep your shoulders here. Come to the center, palms down, and then back out. Ready? Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep those shoulders back. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, keep squeezing, 29, 30. All right, and then relax. Okay, good. All right, so we've done these ones up here, we've come here, relax a second. Just 2 more. Lift your shoulders up. So from here, again, you get 10 to 30 seconds in between these. Relax, shouldn't take you too long, just enough. Get that lactic acid out of your muscles or whatever it is. Elbows up this way, or elbows, hands up in parallel to the elbows, shoulders back, of course. All right, we're gonna lift up in a curve 30 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And relax. Keep going if you're still hitting your 30. All right, again, give yourself 10 to 30 seconds in between. Last one is just pushing straight up above your shoulders. So start here, elbows kind of in front, dumbbells kind of almost on your shoulders by your ears. 30 times, pushing straight up and down. I have a little bit of a twist. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Whew. All right, and then done. So that's it. It doesn't take that long to do, but I do this, trying to do it once a day. Maybe there were times I did it twice a day, but that's definitely not necessary. But if you can get to this once a day, or if you miss a day, get to it the next day, 5 times a week maybe. That's kind of how I've approached this. I do this as many days as I can. Doesn't matter if I'm training late. This isn't burning anything. I'm not like tearing muscle fibers and need days to recover. It's just kind of keeping active the muscles you probably want to be active, that should be firing when you're doing different things. You're working on strength and flexibility, getting up to different positions. So you can do this pretty safely, I think, just about every day. Always pain-free. If it's painful, figure something else out. But this is what I've been doing to help some shoulder pain and discomfort I had that I think is related to desk jobs and working, having hunched or kind of curved shoulders, what do you call it, rolled shoulders for years. Desk job, throwing, discomfort throwing baseball or football, that kind of pain, and then some karate specific discomfort, this kind of motion. So this has kind of helped me with all those things. I don't think there's any, there's other things I do in my life as well that have, I think, helped, but this has been the most recent thing that I feel has helped my karate discomfort as well as my baseball throwing discomfort. So I want to show you, in case it helps you out, if you're someone that trains with shoulder pain, certainly consider adding this in and seeing if it helps you out. So let me know if you're a physical therapist, athletic trainer, and you want to suggest why might this be helping me, because I don't know why, this has just been helping me, or if you want to suggest other things for people to consider, that's great. It's welcome in the comments. That's pretty much it. So thanks for taking a look, and wish you the best.